YGO Stratz talking today about the top 5 sets and or releases that had the biggest impact on Yu-Gi-Oh! And more specifically the TCG's metagame in 2015. Now this video should have been made in December 2015 or early January 2016, but we've only just made it now because, simply put, oops. Now, we looked at all sorts of products that were released in 2015, meaning single cards and mangas, structure decks, booster packs, and tins. The qualifications were power at the time, and their longevity was also considered, so basically how impactful it was and for how long. So, without further ado, here is YGO Stratz's top 5 releases from 2015. Coming in at number 5, the Hero Strike Structure Deck. Released at the start of 2015 in January, the Hero Strike Structure Deck gave TCG Hero players their latest toy, Masked Hero Darklaw, a macrocosmos on legs that only affected the opponent and punished searching by ripping cards from the hand to the banish zone. Darklaw quickly became a monster to turbo into. It hurt every meta deck in each of 2015's formats, and even today can still cause pain against the current format. It has shown the ability to be a rogue level contender when played correctly, even if its representation keeps it from being a top deck. The Hero Strike Structure Deck also introduced Shadow Mist, who gave heroes much needed consistency as well as continued rank 4 access, and Mask Change Second, which allowed players to splash Darklaw into decks like Shadow and Burning Abyss for abuse in those matchups as well. Number 4 on our list is the 2015 Megatons. Released in September, the Megatons provided reprints of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, Castel, Majesty's Fiend, Dark Rebellion Dragon, and most importantly, released Norden to the TCG, and these cards were guaranteed in each of the tins, depending on which one you bought, obviously. An explosive rank 4 engine thanks to instant fusion, Norden sped up the game drastically and was a card that a lot of players feared before its release. The tins also gave players access to all the archetypes of 2015 that weren't Nekroz, Yosenju, or Ritual Beasts, and gave top decks like Shadows and Teller Knights the ability to be played by budget players. Dante saw a nice price cut thanks to the reprints as well, and granted most of this was made useless by the November ban list, Norden himself can make the tin a worthwhile purchase while still looking for powerful cards like Solemn Scolding or Denko Sekka. Number 3 on our list is Dimensions of Chaos. Dogs didn't have too much to offer players when it dropped in November, but what it did offer proved itself very powerful in the metagame. Cosmo got Dark Destroyer, which became the boss monster of the deck and allowed for limited combos by targeting your own ships with its monster destruction effect. Magispectors were a popular and somewhat viable deck before Magicians dropped in December, and the Performage engine got its main plussing thanks to the release of Plushfire. The set also had Red Dragon Archfiend Skylight, one of the best level 8 synchros to date, and released the Gradle archetype, which when combined with Kaijus proved a powerful and cheap deck while still being competitive. Also of note, we have the DDD archetype, which lacks support currently but stands to get stronger with its structure deck release at a later time. Number 2, Clash of Rebellions. Released in August, Clash gave us the first look at pendulum decks that had a purpose and function that wasn't cleave for. Ignite had a hype train behind it and strong consistency thanks to Summoner's Art, Rhoda, and their effect and field spells, as well as the newly released Chicken Game. Chicken Game alone brought back Magical Explosion FTK and gave all sorts of decks some much needed consistency, including the then newly introduced first wave of Cosmo cards. Cosmo would go on to be a top tier archetype for what is now almost a year with tried and proven OTK capabilities. Also released in this set were the Performage core, including Damage Juggler, as well as Archfiend Eccentric and Wavering Eyes, the first truly generic pendulum support. Chicken Game, Wavering Eyes, and Damage Juggler have since been banned, making all 3 cards that had a major impact on the game, and in particular the TCG. Also of note is the release of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, a powerful and generic rank 7 monster. The Kaiju archetype was introduced here, which has since found competitive play as a generic out to any and all powerful monsters on your opponent's board. Clash also introduced the Draco Slayer archetype, which would become a core in later Pepe deck, being the means to access some of the most powerful monsters they had like Ignister and Dinoster, and Infernoid Decatron, which allowed Infernoids to adapt to fields and gave the deck a needed consistency, which actually allowed the deck to top a YCS undefeated. Overall, it served as a great set to pick up for the competitive, the budget, and even the nostalgic fans thanks to the Red Eye support. Honorable mentions include the Master of Pendulum Structure deck, which gave a powerful and consistent pendulum engine to multiple decks while being a powerful OTK deck in its own right. Premium Gold 2, which had a name as stupid as its reprints were powerful. I mean, I'll take a Return of the Bling if it means the Valval Chain, Honor Arc, and Regeki in 2015. And High Speed Riders, giving players Trishula and Emergency Teleport reprints, as as well as one of the greatest synchros ever made in Psyframe Lord Omega. And coming in at number 1, and what should be no surprise, the Secret Forces. Released early in the year in February, this set gave 2015 its tier 1 deck from release until the November ban list that hit the deck beyond repair. Nekroz dominated the game as the number 1 deck to play thanks to its consistency and power, starting with power plays like the Jinlock and ending up simply just stopping plays with Nekroz Unicorn. The cards in this set alone provided a very powerful Nekroz deck even without the support from other sets. Main deck Trishula, draw power and protection with Valk, and access to the entire archetype thanks to Brio and Colossalus, the deck was something to be feared. The set also gave us the Yosenju and Ritual Beast archetypes, which proved to be viable in 2015. Yosenju as a stun rogue level deck, and Ritual Beast as a surprisingly good Nekroz matchup. It also gave us the Abyss Dweller reprint that would help other decks combat powerful archetypes like Shadow and Burning Abyss, as well as Vanity's Emptiness, keeping the card more affordable for all players. And overall was definitely something to pick up, even if you just wanted to sell back that $150 Brio that it had at release. And so that makes our top 5 sets and releases for Yu-Gi-Oh's metagame in the year 2015. Go ahead and leave a comment, tell us what you think should have been different, whether you thought, High Speed Riders or the Master of Pendulum deck should have been higher up. Let us know what you think, we like to hear it. This isn't concrete, it's just our opinion. As always, thank you very much for watching. Let us know what types of videos you like to see in the comments, and we'll catch you next time on YGO Stratz.